Hello, welcome back. We're still working on our letter G today for our Saxon phonics. Remember, phonics is where we're working on our letters, our sounds, so that we're able to read and write better. Today, you're going to need worksheet 11, which is a 1 and a 1 and looks like this. You're going to need your capital G, lowercase g paper that's right behind it. You will also need your alphabet strip. And if you want it to be able to look at as well, you can get out your G that looks like this from your cards. Today, we're learning something brand new that's going to help us be able to read, which makes Miss Elmore very excited because I can't wait for you to be able to read a word. And today, did you know you're going to read a word all by yourself? You're going to be able to figure it out, and that's so neat. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of start with saying our ABCs. We're going to point to each one again like we've been doing. So let's look at our alphabet. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Good. My letters that are in red, they are vowels. My letters that are in black are consonants. Consonants have one sound. Vowels have two sounds. We have 5 vowels. Let's go back over our 5 vowels. Ready? A, E, I, O, and U. One more time. A, E, I, O, and U. Very good. Let's go ahead and look at some of our letters we've done. We have done L. Remember, these are always lowercase. L, ul. Lion, ul. O, ah. Octopus, ah. G, g. Goat, g. We will come back and work on these again here in a minute. Remember, every single letter, all 26 letters, have a capital, a lowercase, and at least one sound. I'm going to give you some sounds. We're going to put those sounds together, kind of like what we did with our compound words the other day. So we're going to kind of put them all together. So I'm going to have a beginning sound, a middle sound, and an end sound here in a little bit whenever we look at a word. So you're going to echo the sounds. Remember, that's meaning you're repeating it after me. Then we'll practice blending them, which means that we'll put the sounds together. Ul, o. Ul, o. What word is Miss Elmore saying? Ul, o. Low. Here's another one. E. E. Then I'm going to put it a little closer together. E. He. S, o. S, o. S, o. So. I. I. Hi. N, o. N, o. No. Notice how we're putting those sounds together to make a word. That's exactly what blending is going to be today. And we're going to be using that letter G that we've been learning this week to read our first word. So what we're going to do is Miss Elmore's going to go ahead and kind of show you what it's going to look like. So we've had our L, our O, our G. Let's go over that one more time. What was our L? What did it sound like? Ul. Ul. Good. So Miss Elmore's going to start by writing that word. Sorry, that letter. I'm going to write ul. I wrote a lowercase L. Ul. I wrote it in black because it's a consonant, and that helps me just make that connection to my alphabet strip. Ah. What makes the ah sound? I can't hear you. Say it louder. Oh, okay, my O. Notice which color Miss Elmore decided to use for it. Red. R-E-D, red, R-E-D, red. I can spell red, I can spell red. Fire trucks are red, stop signs are red too. R-E-D, R-E-D. I picked red because it is a vowel. My O is a vowel and can make two sounds. We've learned our short sound, which is ah, ah. And then we have a G. What sound does my G make? That's our new one for the week. G, G. So I'm gonna write my G. This is gonna be the very first word that we're gonna start working on reading. We're gonna learn something called blending, which is putting those sounds together, but we're also gonna learn something called coding. Coding is something that helps our brain remember what sounds they make so that we can blend better. We're gonna have a card that's gonna help us, and then we'll come back to our word over here. Notice right here we have a V. A V is gonna stand for vowel, just like our red ones, A, E, I, O, and U. Our C stands for consonant. Notice how they're right next to each other. So if I have a vowel before a consonant, I'm gonna code it, and I'm gonna show you what that means, with something called a breve. Oh my gosh, Miss Elmore said so many hard things. We're gonna slow it down and you're gonna be able to see exactly what Miss Elmore means. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this word. I don't know what this word says yet. So in order to figure out what this word says, I'm gonna look to see if there's a vowel. If I look up here, which letter is a vowel? Is the L a vowel? No. Is the O a vowel? Yes. Is the G? No. So I'm gonna look at the O. Here's this vowel right here. It is a vowel. If I have a vowel and right after it I have a consonant, which is like my O with my G, I'm gonna do something silly above this O. It's gonna look like a smile. That's how I'm gonna remember. It's gonna be called a breve. What's it gonna be called? Breve. That's a tricky word. We're gonna get used to it. It's gonna look like this. And if you think about it, we've already been seeing it. I'm gonna show you my O picture. Look what's above that O, that smile. Have you been wondering what the smile's for? That smile is a breve to help tell my brain it is the short sound for O, since it can have more than one sound. My short sound for O is ah, ah, like octopus, octopus. So because I have a vowel followed by a consonant, I code it or mark it with this smile that's called a breve. This tells my brain, it's gonna say ah, ah. Now Miss Elmore's gonna be able to look at each letter and say each sound. So I'm gonna look at this one first. O. Then I'm gonna say that sound. Ah, just the sound, not the letter. G. O. Ah, G. Notice how I'm getting it a little closer together. I can even do it on my arm. O, remember this is your middle sound, this is your end sound. O, ah, G. O, ah, G. So I'm gonna say them a little quicker and get them to come together. Ready? O, ah, G. O, ah, G. Log. What word is this? This is the word log. There was a frog on the log. That sounds silly, isn't it? But we're gonna have this rule card that we're gonna keep being able to come back to help. So every single time we see a vowel followed by a consonant, it makes it the short sound for our vowel. And like this one, it's ah, ah, o, ah, g, o, ah, g, log. I want you to get your hand. I want you to pat yourself on the back and I want you to say, good job, self. Ready? Good job, self. You just read your very first word. What was your very first word? Log. You just read the word log. Very good. We're going to keep adding on and keep finding new things to read where we can do what's called blending. Remember, that's where those letters and those sounds are coming together to make a word. So this is going to be something you will see up at school. A vowel followed by a consonant. You code it with your smile, which is your breathe. Notice it was above it when you did this. This is just to show you know that it is the short vowel sound. So next time you see this card here in a second, you're going to know why that smile is there. Let's go ahead and look at these. Miss Elmore's actually going to mix them up today. I'm not going to put them in the same order, and we're going to see if we can still do a good job, because remember, in order to do more of this, we need to know these. Ready? G, G. Goat, G. L, O. Lion, O. O, ah. Octopus, ah. One more time. G, G. Goat, G. L, O. Lion, O. O, ah. Octopus, ah. And then notice it has that breathe, that smile that tells me that it's the short sound. That it's the short sound. Some of the things that we had this week that we talked about that had the G sound at the front. Now let me ask you real quick. With log, log, do you see the G or hear the G in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end? O, ah, g. O, ah, g. So you hear it at the end. So that's an ending. This is some that have it as a beginning. We have g, g, gum, g, g, gate, g, g, garden, g, g, goat, g, g, grapes, g, g, goose, g, g, girl, g, g, game. Now remember, these aren't the only ones, but these are some. In fact, we have our Gus the goat. Gus the goat. Let's go ahead and we're going to actually listen to it today and try to sing some of it. We get to do a silly voice.
Lovable characters for each letter in the alphabet. Let's take an imaginary trip down Broad Street and meet.
This is Gus the goat. Ready? Gus the goat is a goofy garbage man. He gobbles garbage straight from the can. Ugh. Granny's glasses, garden gloves, gum and grapes are what he loves. Girls and guys all giggle when he eats the can. A goat voice, ready? Gus the goat is a goofy garbage man. He gobbles garbage straight from the can. Granny's glasses, garden gloves, gum and grapes are what he loves. Girls and guys all giggle when he eats the can. Let's try it by ourselves. Ready?
Everybody in your kid voices.
Gus the goat is a goofy garbage man. He gobbles garbage straight from the can. Granny's glasses, garden gloves, gum and grapes are what he loves. Girls and guys all giggle when he eats the can. Very good. We'll keep coming back to this. And remember, we have lots of different things that have our g, g. In fact, we're going to make a list over here of different things that have our G, our g, g. We have Gus. I'm going to do a capital G because it's his name. Your name gets a capital. Gus. So Gus is one of the things that's in our song. Goat. He is a goat. Goofy. If you are talking about the word goofy, that means silly. It means silly. Garbage. Garbage, remember, is another word for trash. You're just listening and paying attention right now. Gobbles. Remember, that's where you shove everything in your mouth. Granny. Granny's her name, so it's going to get a capital G. She wears glasses. Glasses. Garden. Garden. Gloves. Whew, we already have so many. Then we're going to look at gum. Grapes. Excuse me. Then we have girls. Somewhere running out of room over here. We have guys. Guys is the same thing as saying like boys. And then we have giggle. Miss Elmore loves when she laughs so hard or giggles so hard. It makes her day so much better. So we have Gus, goat, goofy, garbage, gobble, granny, glasses, garden, gloves, gum, grapes, girls, guys, and giggles. Very good. Let's go ahead and look at our paper. Today, we're going to be able to show Miss Elmore that we paid attention while we were watching and that we know how to code, which Miss Elmore is going to help with that, breathe. And we're going to look at our capital and our lowercase g. Right now, I want you to get your pointer finger ready. Pointer finger ready. And I want you to point to the capital G. To the capital G. Point to the lowercase g. And then remember, it has your picture of your goat to remind you of what the G says. Goat. Today we have all three of our letters we've learned so far. We have G, O, L, another G, O, and L. We're going to match our capital, our big letter, to our lowercase letter. So I'm going to draw a line. This is G. G says G. G says G. Every letter makes a sound. The G says G. And I'm going to draw a line to match it to my lowercase letter. My next one is a lowercase little o. So I'm going to have to match it to a capital O. And my last one is an L. I have a capital L. I need to match it to my lowercase L. Then let's go ahead and look down here at the bottom. We have a picture and we have a word. To read this word, we're going to look for the vowel. Which letter is a vowel? L? No. O? Yes. G? No. And we're going to think about our rule. If I have a vowel followed by a consonant, I code it with a breathe. So I'm going to look. My O is my vowel. It has a consonant, which is my G, right after it. So I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to draw that smile over the top. It tells my brain it is short and says ah. Now I'm going to point and I'm going to say each sound. Ready? Say them with me. Point with your pointer finger and have it ready to go. Ready? Ul. Ah. G. Now I'm going to do it a little faster. Ul, ah, g. Ul, ah, g. Ul, ah, g. Log. This is the word log. What word? Log. I'm going to draw a line from my word log to my picture of my log. I'm matching the word to the picture. Remember, this is called coding. And we blended those letters and those sounds together to make the word log. Today on your handwriting, you're going to be working on that capital G and lowercase g. So today, Miss Elmore's just gonna kind of go back over how to do the capital G and lowercase g. When you do your capital G, you're gonna pull up and over that direction. So you always start where? Where do we always start at? On the dot. So I'm gonna hold my paper, I'm starting on the dot, I'm gonna curve up, around and down, back up, not like an O, I'm not gonna connect it, but now I'm gonna pull it in. Watch again, dot, curve up and over, up, over, around, back up and in. Curve up to the top, around and down, back up and in. For our lowercase g, it's gonna be a falling letter. So it's gonna start on the dot. I'm still gonna pull that direction, but I don't have to pull up to touch anything. I start on the dot, that little circle part sits on the line, and it falls down below for the tail. So I'm gonna pull this way, around and down, back up, straight down, give it a tail. Notice which way Miss Elmore's tail goes. That's important because it would make a whole nother letter if we didn't do it that way. Let's try it again. Curve around and down, back up to the top, straight back down, and give it a tail. Curve around, back up, straight down, and give it a tail. That's all we're doing today on the front and the back. You're working on capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase. Everywhere there's a dot. Remember, always do your very, very best work. In handwriting, it's not about getting in a hurry. It's about doing it the correct way in those lines. Come back tomorrow and Miss Elmore will be finishing up the week for letter G. Goodbye.